Good morning, I'm Juliet Munoz and welcome to a new edition of Basic English News. Trump eases tension with Colombia over coca cultivation. United States President Donald Trump reportedly has sent a letter to his Colombian counterpart Juan Manuel Santos to support Halde's successful efforts to curb coca cultivation. The letter will be good news for Santos, who, according to the Drug Enforcement Administration (DEA), has filed to curb coca cultivation in Colombia's lawless rural regions. The U.S. president threatened earlier this year that he would certify Colombia as cooperative and international counter-narcotics efforts amid disturbing coca cultivation growth rates. According to the anonymous government officials, Trump will acknowledge the Colombian government efforts in the letter. Santos will announce the letter in an address to the nation over ongoing peace process on Friday. Ever since the government and now disarmed FARC guerrillas present an agreement on how to take drug trafficking in 2012. Poor farmers have taken to the unprecedented quantities of cocaine that are being produced, threatening to undermine the peace process and decades of counter-narcotics efforts. More than 100,000 families were expected to live off coca last year, according to the United Nations official on drugs and crime. U.S. Ambassador Kevin Whitaker told media in response he has confidence Colombia will research its 50,000-hectare target of forcible eradicated coca plants. Eradication operations have led at least 9 civilians dead this year. Human rights organizations had warned Washington that pressure over eradication will generate more violence. The United Nations has explicitly supported a crop substitution program combined with development in the long neglected rural areas. The crop substitution program, however, has barely come off the ground as the government is short of funds and drug trafficking illegal armed groups violently oppose the state in long neglected areas. Coca farming communities are also threatened by the illegal armed groups, creating an explosive situation. In other news, ELN accused assassinating indigenous governor in West Colombia. The alleged killing of an indigenous governor by Colombia ELN rebels is marring peace talks with a government that seeks the demobilization of Colombia's last standing guerrilla group. The new round of peace negotiations between Colombia's government and ELN rebels began Wednesday in Quito. On Thursday, Colombian National Indigenous Organization ONIC accused the ELN of murdering on its leader. The homicide will be a major violation of a ceasefire agreed with the government last month. The administration of President Juan Manuel Santos has asked United Nations Peace observe the investigation the killing of Aulio Isamara, a governor of an indigenous community on the western Chocó province. The Onyx said it believed Isamara was murdered by ELN guerrillas on Tuesday. Governor Aurelio Isamara Forastero was carrying out activities in his community when about 5 gunmen identified with ELN garments from the Cimarron resistance front are intimidated or disbelieve him, saying that they will be meet with their boss. About 2 hours later, the community hears several shots, which they believe has the moment when they end the life of the indigenous authority. Subsequently, this armed group sends a message to the community saying they can claim the body on it. Additionally, the community said guerrillas from the same rebel front kidnapped a school teacher, apparently the brother of assassinated Governor early this month. If confirmed, the killing and kidnapping would be a major breach of the ceasefire in which the ELN vowed to refrain from activity that would affect civilians. The ceasefire was agreed after pressure from communities affected by the conflict and the international community. In the case of alleged violations like this, the UN and Catholic Church will be in charge of verifying the claims and leading an attempt to mediate between the warring parties over consequence. The bilateral ceasefire in the ELN first since its formation in 1964. Finally, taxis on strike in Colombia's capital, Bogota. Taxi drivers in Colombia's capital, Bogota, have gone on strike to protest new service like over government conditions put on price J's. While some taxis are expected to continue service, others announced late Sunday they will hold protest meetings on 14 locations spread through the city of 7 million. The identity The indefinite strike seeks government measures to ban informal taxi service like Uber and government assistance in replacing two current taxi counters. Taxi spokesperson Hugo Espina told Caracol Radio the taxi drivers agree with a government decision to raise fare price that was announced on Sunday. The taxis opposed, however, the taxi drivers had to purchase a digital fare to system before being allowed to raise their price. Ospina told the radio station that taxi drivers do not have the money to neither buy the tablets necessary for a centralized system nor the onboard Wi-Fi connection necessary to connect to the system. We don't know we don't have the money to buy the tablets. We don't know who will pay the data plan. Taxi spokesman Hugo Espino. According to the taxi spokesman, the administration of Mayor Enrique Peñalosa ignored all recommendations made by the taxi drivers. Bogota's taxis have become infamous for their service as many destinations within the city have become hardly profitable for drivers who lease their car from taxi companies. The arrival of services like Uber and Cabify has forced drivers to tighten their belts beyond to reasonable on driver told RCN Radio. My wife is the one who helps me to pay the bills. The world is getting worse every day. Now I only have 2,000 pesos left after a 12-hour shift. Anonymous taxi driver. The taxi strike is likely to cause the major traffic jams around the areas where drivers are expected to meet of their meetings. Local media have advised to avoid the 14 spots where taxis have announced to be protesting. Thank you for